So for over 75 years, Ebony Media Group has served as the leading voice for Black American experience. It is one of the most influential Black-owned media companies in the world. Eden Bridgeman Sklenar recently became the new owner of Ebony and Jet under Bridgeman Media and Sports. She is now only 34 years old and ready to make her mark as the hallmark of Black media. She joins us live to talk about her journey and her new role. Eden, thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. So first of all, congratulations on your new role as CEO. Tell us what that looks like and how does it feel to be the CEO of such an iconic brand?
I think number one, I wake up every day still and have to pinch myself. Am It still doesn't seem real. I think for so many of us, we can remember our first time looking at an Ebony magazine, looking at a Jet magazine. And so for me, I have fond memories sitting underneath the at the beauty salon, underneath the hair dryer for what felt like days, flipping through the old Ebonies and the old Jets. And so to sit here as CEO, as owner of these iconic brands is something I couldn't even dream of, but it's so excited for their resurgence and revitalization.
You know, when you were saying that, you took me back to my days growing up. And I grew up in Anchorage, Alaska, and we still had the Jet magazines. We had the Ebony magazines in our hair salons while I'm sitting there with my mother, you know, going through and just, you know, remembering and seeing those iconic faces on the cover and how you guys were covering Black America back then. So I wanted to talk about under the new leadership and the new ownership, you know, Ebony has grown into a multimedia entity covering cultural news, entertainment, and lifestyle. I know you have a commitment to move Black forward. What does that mean? Talk to us about what that looks like.
We want Ebony to and Jet to be the resource both for our community to understand what does the continual upward mobility of our community look like. The idea that still there are so many spaces and places that we haven't been able to enter in. We want to shine a light on those spaces and to say that we can be there and we can lead, as well as showcasing those that have paved the way every single day. What are they doing? How do they live? That's how we can collectively move forward as a community while also allowing our allyship to play a part that we can't do it alone. And we want to make sure that those that love our culture also love us and support us in our journey. So for Ebony, for Jet, when we talk about moving Black forward, it's highlighting, celebrating, and amplifying what we do on a daily basis.
You know, those highlighting, celebrating, and amplifying, those are three powerful words, you know, because Ebony and Jet, they have been the leading authority, you know, the anchor in all facets of Black culture, even back, you know, before the Civil Rights Movement and into there and into today. Is there some pressure, though, to get it right now, today?
I think that pressure is just my own.
Mm.
The competitive nature. I'm the youngest of three and the only girl. So I think the pressure to get it right is just within my own competitive spirit. One of the things that happened once my family was able to take over ownership was the sincere outpouring, both here domestically in the US, but around the world of excitement around Ebony and Jet to come back and people wanting to be part of our journey again, both from being within the organization as an employee to just being a supporter in any way that they possibly can. And so for for me, I don't see the pressure. I look at it as a opportunity to sit back and amplify what we do on a daily basis, that Ebony and Jet can be part of the conversation again and lead the conversation as it once did before. If it wasn't in Ebony, if it wasn't in Jet, it didn't happen. And so
Okay.
we want that to be again what happens not only for us here, but Black people are all over the world doing amazing things. And that's where we say Ebony and Jet are going to be borderless as we move into the future.
I love that. If it wasn't in Ebony, if it wasn't in Jet, it did not happen. And that was so true. And speaking of that, going forward, I want to talk about the Ebony Power 100 that honor the remarkable achievements of African Americans across various industries. Can you tell us about the annual award ceremony? I know it's just a few weeks away now.
Yeah, I mean, number one, I say it is so incredibly difficult to just highlight 100. I mean, there are so many that are doing amazing things in their particular industry, that it's so difficult, but we had to narrow it down to 100. We're so thankful that Coke Zero Sugar is our presenting sponsor, and we're coming back with a new signature, reimagining what does it mean to highlight those currently that are making impact in the corporate world, social justice, artists, the gamut of where we are as a community. We want to use Ebony Power 100 as that moment to bring us together and to celebrate and to also challenge ourselves to be more in the spaces that we operate in, and to break more ceilings and not allow this to just be our ceiling of success within the world.
I know you said there's so many that you guys are highlighting, so many, too many probably to name, but if you could just give our soulmates just a glimpse of some of the amazing people that you guys are going to honor.
Well, so far we've been able to kind of announce the initial 100 honorees, including Usher and Russell and Sierra Wilson, Ariana DeBose. I mean, the list goes on and on. But what we're excited even more is that we have more to announce, that the 100 is kind of the start, and that goes to us reimagining and making sure that we give flowers to as many as we possibly can. So from Thames and Candy Burris, Sherry Shepherd, and also those maybe not so recognizable names that are breaking the ceiling in the boardrooms, and so those individuals in tech and STEM, making sure again that we're showcasing that we're not all athletes, we're not all on stage and screen, but we are in every industry making impact and making moves for generations to come.
I love that we are. Before we go, I have one question to ask you, because I read a recent article where you credit your father, former NBA star Ulysses Jr. Bridgeman, and his family first parenting style for fueling this latest venture. Can you explain that and what you meant by that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, if we had more time, I would definitely showcase and share all that my parents' style of making us start working in the family business at a very young age. From we were janitors, we worked in the restaurants, as we've been franchisees for different restaurant concepts. And so for our family, we really tried to be cognizant of working together. My father was considered a sixth man when he played in the NBA. So he was first off the bench to come in and change the game. And so he knew his position within the team. And we also, whether it's myself, my siblings, our respective spouses, all act as Team Bridgman, as we like to say, and understand that family together makes impact into our community. And so for me with this venture, I look at it as my responsibility for what our family is trying to do with generational success and wealth, to carry that torch now with Ebony and Jet.
Love that. Eden Bridgeman Sklenar, the owner and CEO of Ebony and Jet. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited for the Power 100, and we can't wait to see what that looks like. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.